So the question is, are these fuel additives and all these bottles made by the same company, or are the bottles made by the same company? Put your answer in the comments below. So why do these bottles look so similar in shape and in size? Well, it's likely because they're using packaging from the same bottle manufacturer, and the actual products may be made by completely separate companies. Let's take a little closer look. If we look closely at these 4 different bottles here, the shape, the cap design, we see that all 3 products are nearly identical. That's a strong sign they come from the same bottle manufacturer. However, if that's the case, the liquids on the inside should come from different companies. In the automotive additive industry, it's very common for brands like Supertech, Gumout, and Seafoam to outsource their packaging to large industrial container manufacturers. So 2 of these major suppliers that often produce this style of 16-ounce HDPE bottles are with child-resistant caps, Fluorotech Plastics and NJS Packaging, just to name a few, and they supply to the different automotive container lines. These companies sell bottles to many of these different manufacturers, and they put their own printed shrink wrap or printed labels on the front of the bottle. So in short, is it the same fuel additive company or the same bottle manufacturer? So let's do some bottle forensics. So taking a look at these bottles, here's what stands out. Shoulder shape. We see that all these bottles have the same gradual taper from the main cap threads. The angle of the taper is identical, which usually only happens if it's using the same injection mold that is used to make this design of bottle. Number 2, the cap design. We can see all these caps have the same child resistance, and they all basically interchange. They have the same style grip. The cap's height to diameter ratio and flat top are identical, and the bevels are identical as well. That's almost always from the same cap supplier. And number 3, the seam lines, as you can see here on the sides, has vertical mold seams in the exact same position, slightly offset from the label. Seam placement is like a fingerprint. 2 bottles with the same seam placement generally always come from the same mold family. Number 4, neck design. We can see that the thread count on each one of these bottles is exactly the same. From the ring at the bottom to the top to the taper of the bead ring is almost identical from can to can. And then number 5, base design. We can see here that these bases are virtually identical as well. So that means that the same type of mold was used in every single one. And a lot of times they'll have a code on the bottom of the cavity when it's flipped over that tells you where they were manufactured as well. So with all that said, we can conclude that these bottles were almost certainly made by either the same bottling company or a bottling company using the same molds, and it very well may have been Fluorotech or other similarly large HDPE bottle supplier. So the answer to our question is the additive inside the bottle made by the same company, or are the bottle manufacturers made by the same company and sold to each fuel additive company? So the answer is this. No, the fuel additives are from different brand makers, and the bottles are maybe quite possibly from the same company. Supertech is Walmart's in-house automotive brand. Gumout is owned by ITW Global Brands, Illinois Tool Works. And then we have Seafoam is owned by Seafoam Sales Company based in Minnesota. The additive companies then just buy the blank bottles, put their shrink wrap on them or their identification markings, and then they just fill the bottles at their plant. Hey, I hope this helped. That's all for today. Don't forget to subscribe and like and share this information out with others. We are viewer driven here, so if there is something you would like to see, leave me a comment and I'll try to make a video of it, and I will respond to each and every one of your comments. Hey, I appreciate you. We'll talk to you later.